Amazing opportunity for this dude. And it looks like he's just throwing it away. Like, just doesn't want to be a team guy, doesn't want to be a character dude by any, like, you don't even have to have a great character. Just, like, do your fucking job. That's all you have to do is do your fucking job. Like, that's how good he is. All he had to do is do his job, and he could be in this situation. Welcome into the Cincinnati Bengals one-year review of the 2024 draft class. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to go over all the impactful players in the 2024 draft class. This is a look at the entire class, but we got to start with Amarius Mims out of Georgia. This is a guy who has already played more games in the NFL than he did in his college career. That just goes to show you how very raw he was and what the elite superstar upside for this tackle prospect was coming out of college, right? And after one season, seems like the Bengals are happy with him. It was never going to be perfect. He got a ton of snaps, over 800 snaps in the NFL in his first season. So it's already a better start than the tackle prospect he got out of Alabama a couple years ago. Still very early, but only allowed 4 sacks on 561 passing snaps. So you have to love where his starting point is. And if his starting point's right here, and we already said he was a developmental prospect, sky's the limit, man. Sky is the limit. Super excited to see what happens with him. Moving on to Chris Jenkins out of Michigan. This is a guy who I actually really liked. He was one of my favorite interior defensive linemen that were going to go in that second round range, and a lot of them went in the second round. He was one of them. Look, not the best start to his career by any means. 113th out of 132 total interior defensive linemen on PFF, so that's obviously not the ballpark we want to be. But I will say he's flashed. He's had moments. A 2-sack game against the Browns was a big turning point in his career, hopefully. This is a guy who I think the Bengals fans have hope in. The Bengals organization clearly has hope in. Wasn't the perfect rookie season, but another guy that I would put in that box of, okay, what else? Like, we saw some good developmental stuff. We saw flashes. Can we see a consistent player, or is it just going to be meh forever? And again, I hate to be like that, but that's how you have to look at it. 1 year, did we see flashes? Good, great, that's awesome. Now what? And I think that's going to be kind of the question moving forward with him. Super excited to see what happens with him. Like I said, really liked him, so I'm a fan of his, and I'm rooting for him moving on. Moving right along to Jermaine Burton, wide receiver out of Alabama. This is a guy who transferred from Georgia to Alabama. He had character issues in college. He has way more talent than he did production in college, and he went 80th overall based on just ability, like pure physical ability. Very special talent with a ton of off-the-field issues, and in his first year, it's looking like those issues have followed him. Most recently, he was a healthy scratch versus the Steelers. He wasn't even on the team plane to go to the game. There's no reports on what happened. It was just Taylor saying that he was being punished for something. He's facing eviction notice. You're an NFL wide receiver, you're not paying your rent. That makes no sense. And there was a picture circulating online of him at a casino instead of at a walkthrough for the Bengals on a Saturday morning. We don't know for sure. That's not confirmed by any means, but looking like a guy who's throwing away the greatest opportunity of your life. And it sucks. It sucks because, first of all, it shouldn't be understated. This dude has legit ability, legit talent. You watch him in preseason, one of the more explosive guys on the field. And granted, you're in preseason, you're not playing with other NFL athletes, but when you're the most explosive guy on the field, you're the NFL athlete. So he had just this awesome opportunity to learn from really great players in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and then T. Higgins is going to go get the bag in the offseason, and Jermaine Burton could have been that number 2 in a really great situation with Joe Burrow throwing you the ball. Amazing opportunity for this dude, and it looks like he's just throwing it away. Just doesn't want to be a team guy, doesn't want to be a character dude by any, you don't even have to have a great character. Just, do your fucking job. That's all you have to do is do your fucking job. That's how good he is. All he had to do is do his job, and he could be in this situation. And you're one of the greatest athletes of your generation. Genuinely. To play at Alabama, to play at Georgia, to be drafted in the NFL, you are one of the greatest athletes in your generation. And you're shitting it away to fucking play on a slots machine? To fucking be a fucking prick loser? what the fuck? And I don't know what else to say. It just fucking, it sucks from my perspective, because like I love my life, I love where I'm at, but like I'm sitting in a basement talking about you guys because that's how much I love the fucking game. That's how much I love the draft. And look, check the subscriber count, check the view count. I ain't making money doing this shit. Like, I'm doing this for the love of the game. And you're making money playing football. Like, not just my dream, millions of guys' dreams. You're living it, and you're throwing it the fuck away. It's whatever. Moving on to McKinley Jackson, defensive lineman out of Texas A&M, their second, third-round pick for the Bengals. This is a guy who really, he's outperformed the Bengals' second-round pick. And while he hasn't blown you out of the water by any means, he's, again, another guy who's gotten a really good opportunity to get a ton of snaps in this first season as a rookie. Performed better, according to PFF, as the 87th ranked interior defensive lineman. The Bengals clearly felt like they needed to address this position and hit it twice in the draft with two fairly valuable picks. Obviously, second round super valuable, and fourth round or late third round really valuable as well. So hit it twice. They knew they needed to fix this position, and while it hasn't been perfect for these guys, you really hope that they can be kind of the future of the position for the Bengals. When you look at it from a team building perspective, yeah, you drafted mid round guys to fill in a really important role on your defense. It hasn't been perfect yet, but you hope that they can develop and grow. Is another guy who has all the potential and all the ability in the world to be that guy moving forward. And then, yeah, quickly, if we look down the day 3 picks, as we look at it, Eric All is a guy that has flashed a little bit. Josh Newton is a guy who started since week 13, and he's had an up and down season out of TCU, but he's another guy who has had an opportunity to see snaps at the NFL level, and hopefully he can turn that into a more solidified starting job moving forward. Other than that, not a lot else to talk about for this draft class. Overall, it's a potential draft class. They took really big swings on high upside guys going into this class. You look at, obviously Mims had a ton of high upside. Burton had a ton of high upside. The defensive tackles they took, a ton of high upside. We'll see where that ends up going. Looks like Mims has kind of is right on track for that. The other two defensive linemen looks like they're growing. We've seen flashes, and then obviously I mentioned Burton, his huge disappointment at this point. It's obvious it's not over for him. It's not like he could still turn it around. He could wake up tomorrow and decide to just do your fucking job. Like, he's got mentors to be that. Like, he could watch Jamar Chase do his job every day and just do what Jamar Chase does every single day, and you'd be a starter in the NFL. And that's just really cool, because there's not a lot of people that can say they could do that and have that ability to fulfill that job at a high level. So it is what it is. I know I got on a little bit of a rant there. I apologize, but that's what I got for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me know what you think about their draft class and 2024 draft class, and what you would like to see the Bengals do in the 2025 draft class. The comments really help the algorithm. So if you don't mind commenting, let me know what you think about the Cincinnati Bengals. It helps me out a lot. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace.